All right. Welcome everyone to Amazon Ads Raw Daily. This is episode 66. It's Wednesday, the 26th of July. And this is the last episode before my summer vacation. As I told in the last episodes already, I will be on vacation for the next 2 weeks and there will be no daily recordings happening. But I've prepared a couple of surprises over the next 2 weeks. So it's still worthwhile to chime in on the podcast as well as on the YouTube channel. I've prepared different things there. And today we're going to talk about in my opinion, very, very interesting announcement, which is this time on Amazon, and it's on Amazon advertising. So it's nothing about psychology and nothing about anything else. So Amazon ads related, 100% related. And the announcement is no less than non-Amazon sellers, meaning non-Amazon advertisers are now able to advertise on Amazon. Let's look into this a little bit together. So when you go into the Amazon Ads Advanced Tool Center, and guys, if you listen to me, I'm now checking the Amazon Ads Advanced Tool Center every day, because over the last couple of weeks, what I've learned, almost every day there is an update on this site. You can also update the feed, the RSS feed from this, send it integrated with Slack, or get an email, or get a feed reader, or whatever. But I would recommend you, if you're working in the advertising ecosystem, bookmark this page or subscribe to the RSS feed. And today the announcement is on the homepage. Actually, it's kind of a big banner on the homepage, which they usually don't do. And it says, new sponsored display for advertisers that don't sell on Amazon. Beta. Advertise with sponsored display, even if you don't sell on the Amazon store. Advertisers who don't sell on Amazon can now use sponsored display to drive visits to an off-Amazon site. Get started. And when you click on get started, you'll get a little more information on how to do this. So obviously you have to complete the sign up process. So you have to sign up for Amazon ads to create a non-Amazon seller advertising account. You need a valid client ID, an auth token, and a profile ID. And you can only do this, as it seems, via API. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe you can also create this without the API. That's something maybe some of you can tell me, but it seems that it's currently only possible via the API. As it also says, before you begin, in order to call the endpoints required to create sponsored display campaigns, you must have completed the Amazon Ads API onboarding process, including granting access to an advertising account associated with non-Amazon seller. So you create the advertising account, you connect it with the API endpoints, and then you can create your sponsored display campaigns. The interesting thing here is the link to an off-Amazon website landing page for your product or service. So it's actually driving traffic away from Amazon, or at least, depending on where the placement of the sponsored display campaign actually is, it's not driving away from Amazon, but it's driving from an off-Amazon placement to another off-Amazon website. And yeah, this is just the beginning. There is a few other interesting things here, which I just recently discovered. You can add locations. Non-Amazon sellers can use location-based targeting as part of their sponsored display campaigns. Locations are optional, but if you want to use them, they should be added after creating product ads and before creating targeting clauses. So it seems you can actually deep dive into specific locations, meaning states, for example, postal codes, and so on and so forth. So in the US, you can narrow your targeting to advertise your service only in the state where it's available, for example. And that's very, very, very interesting. I'm not 100% sure on where the placements will be. There is some information about audience targetings and so on and so forth. So I personally would think, and my opinion is, that Amazon is not using their own on Amazon placements, because all the big platforms, Facebook, Google, YouTube, TikTok, whatever, Netflix, any big online platform, the main thing they are all doing is they try to keep the user in their system. They try to keep the user on their platform. And the worst what you can do, unless you have a very, very good incentive, monetary incentive, is to send the user somewhere else. And what Amazon offers here is to send the user somewhere else. And what I believe is they are not sending the user from their own Amazon advertising, from their own Amazon ecosystem, meaning the Amazon app or the web interface, to an external landing page, but they use their advertising network, meaning IMDb and whatever is I only know IMDb, but there's probably a couple of hundred sites, maybe Twitch, for example, as well, where people would be, and you could advertise your service, and then from there you would be sent to the external page, the landing page of the non-Amazon seller. I think that would be, if I would be in charge of leading the project, I think that would be my first idea, to use this retail placements, not retail, inventories, to use my inventory I have on these websites, which are not directly Amazon, to open up the advertising ecosystem for non-Amazon sellers to advertise the services and the products, and to see how that works. And if that works, eventually test into, okay, what placements can we utilize on Amazon, which are not creating a huge benefit for us in the Amazon ecosphere, to send people actually outside of the platform. Maybe there are certain subpages or something like that where you think, hey, if people are here, then maybe we want to send them anyways to an external site, and it's okay to give away some placements. Also, another thing to consider is Amazon just launched Amazon Freebie, the free movie streaming service from Amazon. And obviously, I would assume that this is also a place where it's good to, or where it's possible to use external landing pages and external services to advertise into. All right. So I think that's a major announcement here happening. It is a beta. Very important. It is a beta. And it seems Amazon is testing this. I would be very, very interested to see how this turns out, and what advertisers we will see on the platform, and what kind of services are utilizing this process. What I also think is that for the beginning, and that's maybe just my last two thoughts on that, is for the beginning, we will not see many advertisers doing this, because it requires technical a technical skill set or prerequisite from the companies in order to work with the Amazon Ads API. So I believe they might have a handful of advertisers in their hand already, for which they will provide the service, and eventually over time people will either develop this themselves, or there will be service providers offering the service to non-Amazon sellers to kind of interact with the API and create these campaigns. So this seems to be a little barrier for me, a technical barrier to overcome in the beginning, and this is obviously a cost block. So you need to invest something in order to use this, and as you don't know how this will turn out in terms of performance, smaller non-Amazon advertisers will not making the move into the systems if they don't know what to expect there. And I would assume that bigger advertisers with a bigger hunger on getting more impressions and getting more customers will eventually explore this first. So I would think that we will see a slow but steady a stream of new advertisers coming into the system, and eventually then if it works out, Amazon will expand to other campaign types. I know that they talked in the past about opening it up for sponsored brands as well, sponsored brand headline ads. I know there's already there was a talk about that D2C sites who use Buy with Prime, which is their FBA/Amazon selling checkout process on a D2C site, that they would be able to advertise for sponsored brand campaigns, because what you can do in a brand store, you can link to a D2C site which uses Buy with Prime, and if you have a brand store which links to D2C store, you could use sponsored brand campaigns to get people to your brand store. And from this brand store, people would click to your D2C store, and there they would buy with Prime your product. So it's a very, very long customer journey, which doesn't sound too perfect for me, for the not for the customer, nor for the advertiser or brand. But from a technical perspective, it seems to be already possible that even if you don't sell anything on Amazon, I don't know how you get the brand store if you don't sell anything on Amazon, but let's assume you still have it because you sold in the past and now you're not selling anything, but you still have the brand store, and now you're just using your D2C store with Buy with Prime. Then technically, I think it would be possible to utilize sponsored brands and sponsored brand video campaigns and basically advertise for a non-Amazon shop, because you would send then the people to your D2C store where you use Buy with Prime. But I don't know if anyone is doing that or how many people are doing that. I think it's a possibility, but I have not heard anything anymore on this. But interesting things happening here on the advertising side, and I hope you're as excited as I am to see what's coming out there. And with that whole topic and story, I hope you're staying very curious over the next 2 weeks. I hope you stay informed, and I hope you stay healthy, oh man, I should pre-record this stuff and not do it raw. All right, I hope you have a good time. Thank you very much for listening as always, and I hope I'll hear and see you in 2 weeks when I'm back from vacation. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and bye-bye.